It's time now for Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is a call-in radio show educating you on issues surrounding your home. Don't become a statistic. Listen in and find out how you can protect yourself. Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live. And now, here's your host, your personal comfort consultant, tackling all of your home comfort issues. Here he is, Tom Platania.
Well, hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another incredible, exciting edition of Comfort Time Live here on this beautiful Thursday evening. We have some wonderful guests with us in the studio, and one of them is kind of like my 9th or 10th favorite person. I'm just teasing. We have Miss Heidi with us in the studio.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Great to be here.
Yes, it's awesome. And also with us, we have a special guest from the Hurricane House. We have a Carla Lenfesti. Hello, Carla.
Hello, Tom. Nice to be here.
Pleasure having you. And also, we're going to make sure we bring our caller in right away as well, too, if we can. We're going to go ahead, and we have Dave on the line from United Water Restoration. Hey, Dave.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing good, my man. How about you today?
Hanging in there.
Awesome. Now, why we have all these people in the studio as well, Heidi just wanted to spend time with me. I mean, that's kind of a given.
Oh, yeah, right.
But Carla with the Hurricane House, and I figured, well, what better person to be along with us here to help talk about construction and homes and better with the Hurricane House, but Dave with United Water Restoration, because they are also a general contractor. Now, Carla is not here to approve or disapprove or market anybody or say somebody's better than anybody else, but she's here just to talk to us about the Hurricane House, tell us a little bit about what it is and how it can benefit our listeners, and perhaps maybe some of Dave's customers to be able to go and take a look at these homes and really see. So, well, first, Carla, tell us a little bit about who actually runs the Hurricane House.
Well, the Hurricane House is the University of Florida, St. Lucie County Extension. Technical name is Windstorm Damage Mitigation Training and Demonstration Center. So that's
say
why
that 5 times fast.
Yeah, try to remember it. And that's why it's AKA the Hurricane House. It's one of 4 in the state that is a University of Florida project with each county government where they put them, and the purpose is for the general public and the construction industry to come and learn about mitigation efforts and different types of construction and what you might do as a homeowner if you're looking for a house,
Right.
or if you're thinking of maybe remodeling, and to learn about things like roof connections and wall construction if you have a wood house or concrete block house, or as a Hurricane House is built out of insulated concrete form, which is an interesting product, which is extremely wind
Right.
resistant. And just to get an idea of how you should plan and what you might be up for. If you're looking for shutters, I have models there where you can try them and learn and put them up.
Right.
And you can see
So the
what they-
houses, so actually somebody can walk in through these homes, and they're, I guess you would say that they're set up specifically for that, more of a demonstration.
It is demonstration. Like I said, there's cutouts in
Right.
the wall. There's things around that you can see and touch, and different objects. And
So
you can
Dave,
work
you could go
shutters.
there and you can actually learn how to build a house.
You all right? Check out, see, make it hurricane proof.
Now, Carla was letting us know that the houses that were they all built in 2000?
No,
No.
that was the first one. It
The
was
one in
built
St.
in
Lucie.
99, dedicated in
Okay.
2000 in St. Lucie County.
All right.
It was the first of 4. The others are in the Panhandle up in Escambia County,
All right.
one in St. John's and the other down in Broward.
All right. Now the one here. Now, hey Dave, were you in this industry back in 2000?
No, I was not.
You were. God, you're so
I was
young.
still up at north, being a northern person.
I was going to say you're so young. I mean, your mom was probably still changing your diapers in 2000. Not quite that young, right?
Not that quite that young. No.
Now, Carla was letting us know that in 2000, when this house was built, that it was actually Code Plus. So it met and exceeded the hurricane codes at that time. Now, Carla, my question to you on that is, when the codes changed in I think it was what 2004, 5, or 6. Was that house still compliant
Oh, yeah,
and
it
exceeded?
was still compliant at that time. The only thing that was different that I have mitigated myself at the
Okay.
Hurricane House through grants. As we had a garage door, which basically looked like the King Kong of garage doors because it was braced and insulated and everything, but it happened to have windows in the garage door.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
through a grant that I had, I used some of the money and I replaced the garage door,
Very
mitigated
nice.
it, and that the front porch area, they are what everybody calls hurricane windows, but because they had upgraded the type of windows that were in there, I didn't have the money to totally upgrade the windows, even though I do have roll down shutters in front of them.
Right.
But I got a fabric screening for the front porch to show people that they could mitigate. So I've done a couple mitigations
Not very
myself.
nice. And a lot of that information. Now, Dave, when you guys are building a house, are there certain things that you guys look at, and it's probably a good thing to go to the Hurricane House, but are there some of the specific things that you guys look at when you're doing the firewood or mold restoration, and when you're building or renovating that you look at for hurricane protection?
Well, I mean, everything's got to be up to code, and we have to pull permits and have it all inspected when we're doing it.
Right.
Especially in a lot of the older homes, they'll make you put in a lot of different little ties and a couple extra things to make sure that it's safe and brought up to so you'll be protected.
Right. And I guess with the Hurricane House, this would be a really good opportunity for people to go and take a look, at some of the things that maybe some of our insurance companies are looking at for, like when they just did that thing earlier that they tried to, what was it, back in 2005 or 6 or whatever year it was, where the insurance company said, well, if you don't have a wind mitigation inspection done, we're going to raise your insurance 2, 3, 4, 5% or whatever it was.
You might say Florida Home
Yeah.
project.
And
They did that to us.
yeah, so I had to have an inspector come out to tell me that. So that would have been good information for me to go to a house like the Hurricane House and take a look at, okay, well, what are they really talking about?
Exactly. What are they talking about when they're talking about a strap? What are they talking about? Yeah, that's exactly. But in fact, we did a lot of the training for the inspections. University of Florida did the training there, and then they used the house to show, to
Right.
demonstrate as well.
And probably,
I know when I bought my house in 2004, we took possession of the house. The builder handed us the legend for the hurricane shutters and said, just put that somewhere. I've lived here for 39 years and I've never had to put up my hurricane shutters. And I think it was 2 months later that we had Francis and then Jean right after that. And really, hurricane protection is more than just throwing shutters up on your
Yeah,
windows.
well, that's a really good point, Heidi, because what you, as a homeowner, whether, it's a new homeowner or you're first-time homeowner or you're purchasing another home or you're looking, thinking about purchasing a home, you need to have, the most important thing is a plan, right? So people
Absolutely.
come,
Yeah.
whether they have shutters or don't have shutters, they're going to put shutters on. I always encourage them to, you wouldn't believe all the people I've had there, to do a dry run if you get shutters. Get
sounds
your
like shutters are really important. You've mentioned
right.
that quite a few times.
Right. You
Yes.
just,
Yeah.
number your shutter, make sure they're numbered, make sure you know
Right.
the plan, like he did give you the schematic.
Yes.
So you know the plans are, make sure they
Right.
fit, know how long it takes to drag them there, how long it's going to take you. If it's in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
if the storm is coming, it makes what time of day is it? Is it going to be daylight? That type
That's
of
a
thing.
lot.
All those things
That's
are
too much to
important.
remember.
No, that's just a very minute portion.
No problem. Well, we're listening to Carla Lenfest from a Hurricane House, and we also have Dave from United Water Restoration here with Tom Platini and Heidi Kahn. Yeah, that's your name.
Heidi Condon.
At,
C-O-N.
at the same time, I was thinking of Brenda at the same time, and
Yeah,
I started
okay.
to say, that's why I said that. So Carlos from a Hurricane House, and what she's doing is talking to us about some of the things that you can do to help protect yourself. Some of the, actually, she was mentioning here is getting into a plan of action, which is very, very important. So let's go ahead. What type of plans?
Well, and your guest will probably chime in on this afterwards, but you need to have a before, during, and after plan. So you not one plan, but 3 plans, and you also need to have an evacuation plan. So to have a plan,
Run.
you have to know what you have.
Yes.
And you have to know, you have to feel comfortable and know what number of storm that you think your house will be able to hold up against. And if there's a storm coming that is not, you don't feel secure in it, then you need to be able to leave your home as secure as possible and know that you need to go somewhere. So,
Right.
because human life is the most important thing. So planning is extremely important, just like the Red Cross would say, before, during,
Absolutely.
and after. And you have to have a recovery plan. How are you going to, what are you going to do? Who are you going to contact? How are you going to deal with your insurance? All those types of things. If you're evacuating, one of the most important things, or even if you're not, is do you have the phone number of your insurance agent?
Right.
Do
And
you
a
have-
good number to also have, besides your insurance company, would be United Water Restoration.
You want us to come in after the storm?
That's
contract.
right, just in case.
It's a good idea to know who your contractor is going to be ahead of time, whether it's your next door neighbor or your sponsor or your friend or whatever, and have talked to them about it. Like, if this happens, will you be available to help me? Or can I hire you or whatever?
Yeah, we're
That's
always
part of
upset.
that's part of your planning.
Yeah, we're always upset that we didn't do something after something happened, and we kick ourselves for it.
Well, you
So-
don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction too, and just go to the yellow pages or go to the internet and just find the first person who may not be the best person or may not be licensed
then
or
there's- yeah,
insured.
There's a lot of things going on after a storm that
Now-
you may become a victim.
Now, where exactly again is the one in St. Lucie County located?
The Hurricane House is at the extension site in St. Lucie County. It's on Pecos Road, and you can arrange a tour. You need to call and
Yeah,
set
I
a
got the
time.
phone number.
You call 462-1660.
There we go.
And then you ask to talk to me, Carla.
Oh,
and
you'd be the one who'd
I
answer the phone?
I would be doing the tour. No, I won't answer the phone. That's the main number. I'm across the pond with the alligators at the Hurricane House. It's across the way from.
Okay,
the
now
extension
Pecos Road,
office.
whereabouts in Fort Pierce is that located?
You familiar with Kings Highway?
For our listeners.
Across from the
Right,
highlight
right.
front.
I was going to say, across from the highlight zone, you turn
Okay.
west across from highlight.
So kind of a north Fort Pierce headed up into
No,
west,
no.
West Fort Pierce.
West
Yeah.
Fort Pierce. Right out there by USDA and that area out there.
Yeah, because Highlight's pretty far. Highlight's pretty far north on Kings Highway.
No, it's just off of the turnpike, not
Yeah,
a
it's
few
not too
minutes.
far.
It's not that far up there.
No.
Oh, it's been a while since it's been out that way.
And it's definitely worth the trip, I think, to see and to make sure that your home is properly insulated against the hurricane, even a tropical storm, because a tropical storm can do just as much damage as a hurricane can do.
Now, Dave, are there certain, when you guys are building homes and then also on the fire, water, mold restoration side, are there certain things that you really, really like about new codes that have, well, I guess you would say on one end that you would like them as a contractor, but on the other end, maybe you wouldn't like them so much as a water restoration company because they kind of hinder your business. But what are some of the things that you like and you see in some of the new codes that really help out homeowners?
It helps them get decent discounts on their insurance.
Okay.
If they're up to code and they have the proper stuff done in their house, they get some pretty decent discounts.
Now,
And I think it makes the house a little bit safer for when there is damage, when there is a hurricane, that they can feel a little bit safer by staying in their house,
right.
Dave, you might also mention that if they do have work done by a licensed contractor, which you hope they do, they need to save those receipts and any of those job documentation, so when they do need to show that mitigation inspector, they can prove that, cousin Joey didn't do it, something like that. So
Right,
you need to have the
yeah.
documentation.
Good
Yeah,
advice.
that's all be documented. A lot of the insurance companies now, too, they'll give you the depreciation value on the house if you don't have a licensed contractor on the
Exactly.
job.
Exactly. Whether you're putting up hurricane shutters or whatever. Even if you purchase them yourself, then hire somebody to put them up.
That's
Yeah.
another thing. We were told that if when the hurricane comes, that we should take a picture of our house with the shutters up to show the insurance
With
company.
the date
if-
stamp on it. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I
To make
like
sure that we were
So the-
covered.
That's one of the most important things you should have in your hurricane planning and your hurricane packet is a camera, so you can take before and after pictures. So before the hurricane, what the building looked like, and after the hurricane, so you can show any damage. Because a picture's worth 1,000 words, and when you think
Absolutely.
about who that insurance inspector, he has all those piles of paper, and he's living in his car, and whose stuff is he going to put in first? What claim? Whoever has the most complete information.
Wow.
Yeah, documentation and
Document.
everything is the most important.
And you guys know a lot about that with your water restoration when contacting the insurance companies, right, Dave?
Yeah, my slogan with the guys are, you can never have enough pictures.
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
use that
'Cause there
same
are 1,000
slogan.
words.
Oh, we're talking. All right. Well, great. Hey, well, I know Carla's got to run. She's got jury duty tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I do. Fun.
And well, we really appreciate you, Carla, being here with us and helping us to educate. Now, everybody, you can go to so that you don't have to type in the really long web address. You can actually just type in Hurricane House, St. Lucie County, and the web address will just pop right up for you. I did it
will.
myself
It does,
just
yep.
recently. Hurricane House in St. Lucie County. And I tell you, there's a lot of great information on there. There's a whole pamphlet and a PDF file that talk to you about what things to do, what to protect yourself, action plans, game plans, the three. So it's really good information for you folks to go ahead and go to. And I want to thank Carla for being here, and we hope to maybe have you back again
Sure, Tom, I'll let
after
you.
hurricane season.
That'd be great. You're in it 6 months out of the year and out of it 6 months.
Beautiful.
So you're either planning or recovering.
All right, well,
Thank
we're
you, Carla.
going to come back here in a little bit with Dave from United Water Restoration. We got some great questions for Dave as it pertains to hurricane homes and some of the other things. You're listening to Tom Platini and Heidi Conan on Comfort Time Live. We'll be right back.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
No one expects disaster to happen to them, but when it does, you can be sure United Water Restoration will be there when you need them the most. They've been helping people put their homes and their lives back together for more than 15 years. With 24/7 service and 45 minutes to your door response time, you can trust United Water Restoration with your mold, water, fire, and smoke damage. Call for a free in-home inspection and estimate at 888-535-4909. United Water Restoration.
$3.2 billion a year are scammed and defrauded from consumers like you. Comfort Time Live, a part of the Treasure Coast Radio Network, is here to put a stop to that. Listen every Thursday night at 6:05. Find out what you can do to protect yourself. Your home is your castle. Protect it. Each week, your host, Tom Platania, and his expert guests will help educate and provide you with the best information to guide you in the right direction. That's Comfort Time Live, Thursday nights at 6:05 here on WPSL.
Welcome back to Comfort Time Live. Once again, here's Tom and Heidi.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, it was really good having Carla with the Hurricane House here. And we still on the line with us, we have our expert guest with us today, Dave from United Water Restoration. Dave, how you doing there, buddy?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Did you have a chance to go refill that drink you got?
Yep, I already refilled it. All good to go.
See that, and that's why I didn't have you in the studio, because I knew that unlike some of us in the studio, you're probably out working for a living.
Yes, you got to work every once in a
And
while.
Yeah, like Tom.
yeah,
Not out.
and of course I wasn't going to make you drive up because you're in Pompano, right?
Yes, we have an office in Port St. Lucie, one in Pompano Beach, and we also have them all throughout the state of Florida.
And if I believe correctly, they just said that they weren't willing to send you up in your limo again today, so they'd rather you just stay home.
Only
and-
one time.
Yeah, just a one-time thing with the limo.
Bummer.
I'll push the issue next time.
Yep.
So, have you ever seen any of the hurricane houses?
No, I have not.
I've heard of it a lot, and I never saw one. But I don't know, it might be interesting to go up and take some video for the radio show, and maybe I'll go do that, and then we can post it up on.
Yeah, it sounded like it was kind of a cool little house, you know.
Yeah, it does. I guess it really gives you a great idea when you're looking for to remodel your home, or if you have some big water damage and you got to do some renovations, or building a new house, to be able to kind of go up and kind of look at things and say, hey, I want that. You know.
Yep.
There's a lot of good information on that web page, and it shows all the different ways that you can, tie down your roof, and the nice thing about it is that it isn't just exclusive to a concrete block home. It also helps you if you have a wood frame home, and wood frame homes are obviously a little more vulnerable during the hurricane if it comes through. So it does give you options, and I think that's great. And I know that, again, just going from when we built our house, just one change that they have now, our doors open in, and now when you have a door put on, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, the door has to open out now. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the newer homes, when they remodel them, they have to have the doors open outwards so they can withstand the wind a little bit better.
And another thing is when we built our home, they said, "Oh yes, well it meets or exceeds the Miami-Dade what was it? The Miami-Dade codes."
Yeah.
And I was from New England. That didn't mean anything to me until I was educated about Hurricane Andrew, and I guess that was the turning point for most of the hurricane codes. They had to meet the codes as far as wind shear and water and height and so on and so forth. So I guess that's the newest. They're always changing them, latest and greatest. Am I right?
Yeah, they have a lot of facilities that do a lot of testing, and they always try to come up with better improvements. And after Andrew, I was not here when Andrew hit. Unfortunately, I was in another state working at the time.
Me too.
Yeah, but I was told that there was some major devastation from that one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you guys would have had a field day. United Wood Restoration was around then, right?
yeah, they were around and in business at that time.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I'm sure that they were. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, they were having a field day.
I was told that there was very little sleeping going on around that time.
Yeah,
a whole lot of work.
I can just imagine. I can also just imagine. But even without that, I could just imagine some of the horrific things that you guys see out there. Because unfortunately, the water restoration and the fire, you guys aren't called out on a sunshiny day when everybody wants to sit around and have tea. I mean, that's.
Yeah, when I call customers, when I first get the initial call, I'm trying to be nice and polite. I'm like, "Hey, how you guys doing today?" And they're like, "Well, I'm talking to you, so I'm really not doing that well." I'm like, "Yeah, that is true."
Yeah.
Well, let's hope you don't get any dates that say the same thing like
Yeah.
that. I don't know if you're married or not, but still.
Yep.
That wouldn't be too good. So how you doing today? Well, I'm talking to you. It can't be that good.
Yep.
What's one of your more unusual calls that you've had?
We get a lot of pipe breaks, slab leaks. A lot of the older homes, the sewer lines break underneath the ground.
Oh, that can't be pretty.
Caca.
Yeah, that's that one you usually find out who you really don't like working for you. They get that call,
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I got out of that side of the business, because I tell you, when the going gets tough, man, everybody leaves.
Yep. So,
Wow.
Find out who your friends are. So what's I know the last time you showed us the pictures of that house that had the sewage leak and that was just horrific. But have you had any really major ones lately that have just stood out in your mind?
we just got done. We were working on a fire job. We just got done doing it was pretty much a whole loft in a 2-story home.
Wow.
They had an unfortunate electrical fire up in the attic.
Electrical fire. Any chance it happened to be near the air conditioner?
They never really pinpointed that because there was such extensive damage up there.
Right.
We don't really get involved in that much part of it too much, but it was like near the attic where the attic access was. There was
Wow.
some boxes up there that weren't up to code.
Yep, probably. You probably had somebody unlicensed or doing work, or probably did some repairs or renovations, or I don't know. We hear about stuff like that all the time, and it's a shame. The whole house burnt down?
The upstairs was a total loss. The downstairs was all water damage and smoke damage.
Wow.
So the whole house was a total loss. I mean, we gutted the entire house.
It's incredible what damage is done, even just with a kitchen fire. When I used to be the captain of the DAT team for the Red Cross in St. Lucie County,
What
and Dat.
What that?
With that,
With
yeah.
that?
Disaster action team. Oh, brother. This is what I deal with on a day-to-day basis, Dave. Trying to make a serious point here.
Right?
So when we would go out to fires in the middle of the night, I was one of those knuckleheads that went out at 4 o'clock in the morning and helped people out, put them in a hotel and tried to,
yeah, kind
calm
of
them.
like what the Red Cross does sometimes.
Well, I was with the Red Cross, exactly.
yeah.
So, and then I would see the homes, and you would think that, you hear a kitchen fire, you think, okay, there's a little bit of damage here or there. Ugh, the ceilings, the cabinets, the smell, it is just unbelievable. And I know you guys have that ability to go in and just eradicate that soot and eradicate that smell and make the cabinets all better and clean it all up.
Ooh, that smell.
Yeah, it's just the kitchen ones are the worst because they're usually like a grease fire.
9 times out of
Something on
10.
a stove or somebody
Yep.
forgot something cooking, and
Yep.
those are the worst ones because they leave like a film.
Yes.
It's not just the soot; it's more like a film that's all over everything.
Absolutely.
Well, you're listening to Comfort Time Live. We're here with Dave and United Water Restoration, one of our sponsors, and Heidi and Tom Platania. And we're talking a little bit about protection of your home. We were talking about Hurricane House earlier and how construction can be affected by that. We're talking with Dave and kind of seeing, United Water Restoration. You guys have been around for how long, Dave?
About 13, 14 years now.
13, 14 years. And well, ladies and gentlemen, they're here to protect you. They're here to help you, whether it's an emergency or you're not in an emergency. Now, what type of non-emergency things, Dave, do you guys do, United Water Restoration?
What we're getting a lot of right now is a lot of the snowbirds are starting to pop back up a little bit.
Okay.
Come back down to the houses, get them set up, and ready to open back up for the wintertime.
Okay.
And a lot of them, their ACs might have froze up and leaked a little bit, and now they got a little bit of mold growth going on in their house because it's been sitting, the AC wasn't working, or they might have had a roof leak, because we've been getting a lot of heavy rains, and they don't have anybody inspect their homes, so it's not really like an emergency service necessarily going out there for it. It's more or less, hey, you got to get this mold taken care of and get your AC fixed.
Yeah, mold is huge. I know that from all the years in the AC business. It's just absolutely, without air conditioning, now you're going to have a small percentage of the population are going to tell you that when they leave, they never, ever, ever turn their air conditioner on. And I've been doing it for 20 years, and I've never had a mold issue. Well, most likely they probably have a very, very, very well ventilated home, I would think.
Yeah, a lot of them, I go into some of them, they leave them all closed up and everything's shut off, and that's the worst they can do.
Now, would you say that it's a house that's better ventilated when they leave, or more or tighter that would most likely cause the mold? If there was
tighter house.
Tighter houses, that's exactly okay. Yes.
You get some people that they put all their shutters up and everything. They seal off their house. They make it look like it's Fort Knox.
Unbelievable. It's 340-1590 if you have a question that you want to ask Dave about any type of fire, mold, water restoration. Give him a call here at the studio, 340-1590. Now, you can actually contact United Water Restoration anytime. If you are a snowbird, you're coming back down, or you're anybody, you want to give them a call, you can call them at 888-535-4909. And you can give them a call at that number, and they'll be able to help you out and possibly send. Now, you guys give free in-home evaluations, Dave?
Yeah, we'll come out and we'll do a free inspection for you. Kind of give you a couple insights on what's the best route to go. That way you can get an expert opinion instead of getting somebody off the street or somebody you don't know that's not reputable,
Expert. So you would actually have to be licensed and insured and train your people properly to give an expert opinion.
Yes, yeah.
And
There's
you guys
classes
do that.
Everybody takes, and we do the training for all the guys, so that way
Excellent.
when the guys go out to the job site, they know exactly what they're talking about, and they can explain everything properly to the homeowner on what the best route is to go.
That is perfect, because there's a lot of companies that they train themselves, but they don't train a lot of their employees in the field consistently, and then they rely on those people to help run their business, and that's good that you guys do that. That you train your people properly for all that information. And now, question: we have a listener who has a window in their house that in one spot corner of the window, that the wall is soft. but all around the rest of the window, it's just regular hard drywall. Obviously, we suspect that there's a possible leak in the wall. Would that be correct?
Yeah, there's probably some kind of little leak in the window somewhere, just enough to, I mean, all you need is a small little pinhole crack for water to come through and start causing damage, you know?
Right.
I mean, just enough to start coming in and wreak havoc for you.
Now, what would be the smartest direction for that homeowner to take?
I mean, they could call us up. We can come out do a free inspection for them.
Okay.
More than likely, they're going to have to do a leak detection.
That's
to
that. That's
try to
that
pinpoint where
special
the leak
gun.
would be.
Is that that special gun you guys got?
No, it's pretty much just you have to cut open the wall a little bit around the window.
Oh, I thought it was that gun that had like the red and the blue detect. Do you know
no,
what?
that's a moisture meter.
Yeah, there you go.
The, water,
The moisture meter.
moisture
Ooh.
so, that'll just tell us how much moisture is in that wall.
Oh, okay, it'll turn blue, real blue if there's a lot of moisture, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the new ones that we have now, they have percentages on them, so they tell you a percentage of how much
Oh, wow.
moisture will be in the wall.
God, you guys
Those
are
pretty cool.
you are high tech.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
And then we also have infrared cameras too that we use, and we use infrared cameras, and we can tell the difference in the wall and how much, where the water's kind of pinpoint exactly where it's coming from.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And we talked about last time when he was on with the infrared camera, is it tells you something's hot or cold. And take that camera and, like, if you're married, go home and shine it on your wife when you walk in the door.
I'd blow it up.
and see if it's a good day to come home and talk to her or a good day to go back to the bar.
You guys are so high tech that it's you don't waste anybody's time. Like, you get in there and you don't say, well, it's going to be this or it's going to be that. You get in there, you find out exactly what's going on, you tell them what's going on, you give them an estimate, and you're out the door. That is
And
terrific.
what I like that it's with the equipment that you're using is it takes a lot of the opinion out of the equation.
Yeah, you don't want to, you don't want to go in and start questioning yourself when you're in with the homeowner, because then the homeowner's going to start thinking, okay, this guy doesn't have a whole lot of knowledge. I mean, you have to be pretty knowledgeable and know what you're talking about when you go into the home for the homeowner, because they don't know. A lot of them don't know where the leak's coming from. They don't know what's wrong with their window. They don't know why the pipe's broken. They don't know why they got mold growing. So you have to be able to educate them. The most important thing is trying to educate them when you're doing it.
We love that.
Yes, education is key. We say knowledge is power, but knowledge isn't necessarily power if you don't have a clue what to do with it. So that's great that you help with folks. Now, Dave, what is your position in the company?
I am the operations manager with the company.
Okay, good.
Operations
Man,
manager.
that's a high tech category.
Right.
That you're like the one that flies the private jet back and forth to Brazil and stuff, or
Yeah, no, that's the owners of the company.
oh, the owners. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dave, do you do hands-on stuff, or are you strictly in the office?
I go out in the field. I don't necessarily do all the physical work no more, but I'll go out. I'll talk to homeowners. I'll talk with insurance companies on the job site. I'll explain to them what we need to do. When I have to, I go check on the guys, make sure the guys are doing their work okay, and then I'm in the office doing paperwork and estimates.
Yeah, I see. And do you ever have to advocate for any of the homeowners as far as their insurance companies are concerned?
Well, no, we're not allowed to do that because that'd be like being a public adjuster on the job site.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So we're really not allowed to do that. We just try to
you just
assist them the best that we can.
You state the
and-
facts and that's it.
Right, and just
Great.
tell them what needs to be done, give them our recommendations.
All right. Well, hold that thought. We're going to go take another quick break so we can hear from some more of our sponsors. And when we come back, we want to talk more about dealing with the insurance companies and what are some of the good things that people should be doing right now to better prepare and protect themselves in case of an emergency. You're talking with Dave from United Water Restoration with Tom and Heidi on Comfort Time Live, 340-1590. And we'll be right back.
Known for helping you keep that spark, now they'll help you keep cool. Elite Electric and Air, the official air conditioning sponsor of Comfort Time Live, has provided the best in heating and cooling customer service since 1988. If your electric bill is costing you more than 12 cents per square foot under air, you may be overpaying the utility company. Elite Electric and Air can help put that cash back in your pocket. Call Elite Electric and Air with 24-hour service. Dial 340-3797. That's 340-3797.
The Sunshine State can sometimes get wet and windy fast. United Water Restoration Group is here to help. As one of the largest water damage restoration companies covering the state of Florida, their team of highly trained water, fire, and mold remediation experts are here to help, arriving at your house within 45 minutes of your call, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have a leak, mold, fire, or home damage issue, call for a free in-home inspection and estimate. 888-535-4909.
Join Tom Platania and Comfort Time Live every Thursday evening beginning at 6:05. Join him September 12th together with special co-host Kathy Post of Post Insurance. Together, they'll help you, the homeowner, be properly prepared and insured. Find out how well protected your home or property is in the event of a claim. Don't miss Comfort Time Live with Tom Platania and co-host Kathy Post, September 12th beginning at 6:05 here on WPSL 1590.
And now back to Comfort Time Live. Tom and Heidi and Dave.
Go. All right, we are back. We have Dave with United Water Restoration on the line, and we're going to be asking Dave a few more questions here. We appreciate him being on the phone with us this evening. We know he had an absolute busy day, and you have Tom Platania and Heidi Condon here with you. Now, Comfort Time Live has been on the air for about 5 years now, and what we have done is teamed up with an incredible couple who have a radio show up in Vero Beach. And, well, we were pretty much doing the same thing. We were just consumer advocates. We were talking about homes. We were talking about protection. And we were bringing guests on the show to educate our listeners and how to, like Dave says, how to ask the right questions and do the right things so that they can better protect themselves. Well, what we decided to do is we've actually created a little organization now called the Treasure Coast Radio Network. Now, part of the Treasure Coast Radio Network we have is Angelo Vaccarelli and Brenda Carmona, and they have a show up in Vero called Real Estate on the Air on Waxy 107.9 and 1370. But what we've also done is so that we can completely touch the entire Treasure Coast. We have also started a show next Tuesday on WSTU 1450, and we're going to be doing that show every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And so we basically now are able to get the word out and protect tens and tens and tens of thousands of homeowners in the community from North Palm Beach all the way to South Sebastian. Our radio signal is going to touch. So, Dave, I want to thank you folks for being a part of that because we really, the important thing is we want to educate listeners, and the more people that can listen to the shows and listen to the information that we provide, well, that's better off for everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Better off for everybody. So now, what locations? You said you had one in Pompano, and you have one up here in Port St. Lucie. What other locations you guys have?
We have one in Melbourne.
Okay.
We have one in Orlando, Daytona, Tampa, Jacksonville, Gainesville. We just opened one in Port Charlotte. This in the past week and a half. And we also have one in Naples.
Okay, so
wow.
Pretty much just an infestation here in South Florida, or in Florida, not South Florida, Florida. You guys moving outside of Florida?
We don't have any intentions of it right now that I'm aware of, but you never know.
Hey, as much as you guys are growing, and I tell you the great service that you guys offer, that's a huge thing. And everybody can go to UnitedWaterRestoration.com, and they can get all kinds of different information about you, or give them a call at 888-535-4909. So now with that spot in that listener's home, Dave, with the water leak. So when would there be a determination of whether we got to cut that wall open and make a repair, or whether we could just try to seal up the window and let it dry? How would you make that determination?
Usually with a window, it can vary. I like to open up around the window a little bit from the drywall,
Okay.
because you could go out there, caulk the window, think you got it fixed, dry out inside the house, and it might be okay for a month or two, and then all of a sudden you get that right rain or the right water that hits on that window, and then it starts leaking again.
Okay.
And so you're never going to be able to get it prepared fully. It's usually pretty good to open that up, just around the window a little bit, and then start pinpointing where the leak is, try to fix it, let it sit for a little bit, check it all out, make sure that
Now-
you get it, so it's 100%.
Now, something small like that, is it something that you guys do?
Oh, yeah. No job's too small, no job's too big,
I like that. I like that. So, for the person who's listening, and I think that they're actually listening because I can see them online, because we broadcast the show live, audio and video. So if you want to take a look at what Heidi looks like, and then me, and know that I definitely have a face for radio, you can go to CoverTimeLive.com and peek into the video's not that clean, but we're working on getting it better here. Go to Comfort Time Live and you can watch the show. But for the person who's online, you can give United Water Restoration a call and ask to speak to. Well, I guess they can ask to speak to you, right, Dave? Or
Yeah.
they can ask to speak to
Ask
Dave.
questions, answer them.
All right, so you give a call at 888-535-4909. You give United Water Restoration a call and answer it. Now, do we have concerns if we let that window go too long? Do we have concerns of mold?
Mold's going to start growing, especially down here in Florida with the humidity and the heat. You're going to start getting mold growing pretty quick, usually within 24 to 48 hours. So,
Wow,
so that's
quick.
Yeah, so there's actually mold already in there, because this is, from what I've been told, this has been going on for a while.
and then if you got insulation in there, that's a good breeding ground, food source for the mold to start growing on. Plus, you get the moisture in there and stuff. So, it can create an issue that you definitely don't want to let go.
So
you want to be able to try to
no-
correct, take care of as soon as you can.
I had no idea it would start growing that quickly.
Yeah, all it needs is a little bit of moisture, a good food source. Dark. It loves to grow on the dark side. So inside the drywall, in between the wall,
Luke,
and the drywall
to the
itself,
dark
that's where it's going
side.
to grow the most.
The dog.
Go to the dark side, Luke.
Right.
To the
How many employees do you have working for you, Dave?
We have just over 130 employees throughout all the offices.
Terrific. Wow. And do you notice a concentration of more work in the different areas closer to the ocean, interior? What's the biggest area that you do most of the work?
We're all over the place. I mean, it's down on the ocean, back in Plantation, or, you go up into Port St. Lucie and to Fort Pierce. I mean, you got, it's all over the place. It's a never-ending saga of work.
And if someone calls you with an emergency, what's your typical response time?
We can usually be there within 45 minutes.
Wow. Awesome. That is
I
great.
didn't know limos could drive that fast.
Right?
Kind of like Solar Man. So you're United Water Restoration Man. You got your cape on, and
Yeah. What's good is a lot of our employees, they're all over the place. Like, they're in all different areas. There's not like our trucks aren't left at our office. Our guys
that's-
take the trucks home with them. They're loaded. They're ready to go.
that's smart. I mean,
So if there's a call
that's
that comes in-
trustworthy, but that's smart.
Yeah. But we do background checks. All of our guys are all bonded and everything. I mean, we make sure that we're covered.
Background check? Why,
Yeah, we do background checks on
why would you
them.
want to do that?
Right?
Yeah, really.
When you're working in somebody's house, you want that person to be comfortable with you.
Absolutely. And
And,
so
and
they're dispatched right from their home, so you get the closest to wherever that emergency is.
Yep.
Great.
And then that guy goes straight out to the job.
that is awesome. Now, what is the best time when and I think we might have touched on this before, but hey, we have all kinds of new callers, and I love new callers and old callers, and they're all great callers. But what is the time when there's an emergency, water all over the house? In what order should you be called from the insurance company?
Well, the insurance policies read that it's your diligence to take the proper steps to preserve and protect your property from any further damage.
Okay.
So you definitely want to call a restoration company. You want to call a plumber, obviously, to fix the problem. You know, and you want to call your insurance company. So, you know, you definitely want to get the problem stopped before you call your insurance company. You don't want water shooting up over your roof.
Right.
You know what I mean? While you're calling your insurance company, asking them what you should do.
Right.
So closing the house up for a few minutes, going to the local Duffy's, having a couple drinks, and then coming back is probably not the smartest decision.
Yeah, that wouldn't be real wise.
Now, do you guys have a list of a group of individuals that you work closely with? So let's say that you get to the job site and you need a plumber right away.
Yes, we do have several people that we work with
Good.
that were on their list. They're on our list, and you know, we work very well together and help the homeowner out the best that we can.
That's good. And, you know, and that's another thing that's important is, you know, from a homeowner's perspective, that I would say when I'm in a crisis like that, a lot of times I'm not thinking clear. Most of us don't always prepare for things like that. Some of us do, and it would be smart for you to prepare, but we're not thinking clear. So being able to have a company that we can trust to come out, look at those things, and help guide us in the right direction where we're not constantly worried about, well, what do I got to do? Who do I got to call? So you guys are kind of handle everything for me as the homeowner.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Great.
So mold, we know mold can grow really quickly. So basically the mold concerns we have is if we have a wall, interior or exterior, that potentially has insulation in it, and that's really something that, at the drop of a hat, we can end up with a mold issue.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of the bigger, newer homes, they'll insulate the walls for sound too, like the interior walls.
Right.
So that way you don't have to be in your living room listening to your kids in the bedroom playing video games. You know, so they put the insulation in there, and if the water leaks and gets in there, you know, you got to open up that wall and get that insulation out.
Ugh.
You can't really dry it out. It'll start growing mold and be pretty hazardous to you after a time.
Gets into the wood too.
Yeah, the wood's pretty easy to dry out, though. You can, get that dried out pretty easily.
And do you have something to treat the mold though that goes into the wood?
Yeah, we sand it down. We use a concentrate of hydrogen peroxide, like a 20% concentrate of hydrogen peroxide to bleach the wood real good after we sand it and seal it. And then, we have it tested by an outside lab to make sure that the mold's gone and there isn't nothing left there.
Gotcha. Great to know.
Is that who they have on?
Yeah, Angela was texting me or emailing me while we were on the show to tell us who they're going to have on their show this.
Angela Vecchiarelli and Brenda Carmona up there at Real Estate on the Air this weekend. Now, they are on the air up at Waxy 107.9 and 1370. They're on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 12. And who do they have on?
They are going to have on John Vetter, who's a home inspector, Pam Reiner, Matchwell Made Dating Services. I think you should probably
I got to call into
Tom.
that show.
You better call in on that one, right?
Yes. And then Martha Matters on Real Estate, Swap to Drop, a Benefit. And then Stuart White with I don't know how to say this realtor. Is it Weichert Realtors?
Yeah, Weichert. Yeah, that's
Weichert
it.
Realtors.
That's who they work for, Weichert.
Yes, I know that's who they work for, but I never was instructed on how to say it, and I didn't know if it was Weichert or Weichert. Weichert Realtors.
Yeah, so they have a lot of great guests on their show as well.
Yeah, they do. They get a lot of people listening. They get a lot of people on their show. They get a lot of great resources and because of that, a lot of people listen.
Yeah, and we're looking to possibly get Dave from United Water Restoration to call in, because I know Vero Beach is even farther than Fort Pierce for you. And maybe we might be able to get you guys scheduled to be on their show up there, because they're absolutely completely different audience up there. But once again, what we're trying to do is, we're all in this together to educate homeowners and not see their pictures on CNBC's Scoundrels and Scams. I tell you, have you ever watched that show?
I've never watched that show, but I've seen stuff with on Channel 7 and stuff like that, where they do they find these contractors out there that are always trying to scam homeowners and take advantage of people, and
it's horrible.
it's a shame that there's people out there that try to do that, They don't want to work for their money. They just rather take it, you know?
Right, and it's good that you guys and that your company set yourselves apart by doing all the training, make sure that you're licensed and insured, and that you give 45-minute service. I mean, that's pretty much unheard of.
Phenomenal.
Anyway.
We're also a drug-free facility too. All of our workers are all tested.
You give out free drugs?
You know? Oh yeah, right. I mean, no, that helps out. You know.
Can I come work for you guys?
That's great, Dave.
That's why they have 45-minute response time.
Yeah.
No, I'm teasing.
Yeah.
That fight against substance
you know, they have
neglect.
stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. Because I don't know about this, but I've heard rumors that drugs are an expensive habit. And can you imagine someone using drugs, being broke or poor in the business, going into somebody's home and going through their personal possessions to get some jewelry or whatnot so that they can support their habit? That's not good.
Yeah.
Well, if they want to be criminals, they got to break in like everybody else.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome because you know what? Now, you say you are. Now, but you drug test everybody, right?
Yeah, everybody gets tested.
And that's important because I know a lot of business through consulting that I do that a lot of people say that they're drug tested, and I know for a fact that they haven't tested anybody. So I'm glad that you not only say it, but that you do it. That's very, very, very important for that. Well, I'll tell you, we're going to love to have you back on the show again. And I want to really thank you, Dave, for taking the time out of your schedule. I know you probably have a lot more important things to do than sit here and talk to Heidi and I.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Right? Thank you. It was my pleasure.
But great. And I tell you, it's really been a pleasure having United Water Restoration on because we'll tell you, we have a lot of listeners email us and call us, like the one listener who asked the question about the spot and window. And, if we can touch one person, which I think we have 3 people that listen to the show, but if we can touch one person and we can help them to educate and save themselves from problems, then as far as I'm concerned, we've done our job.
Yep, for sure.
Well, thanks, Dave. And
Thank you.
To our listeners out there, don't forget Brenda and Angelo. And I do say the lady's name first.
Oh, excuse me.
Angelo and Brenda because
Right.
it's alphabetical. They're on
But Dave-
Saturday.
Listen to her. She's very
Oh,
wise.
geez. Yeah, figures a woman would say.
They're on
Well, Dave, hey,
Saturday,
thanks
10
a
to
lot,
12.
buddy.
Yeah,
Really
thank you, guys.
appreciate
Take
it.
care. Yep.
And take care of yourself.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, of course the woman would say. You think I never mind. I'm not even
She
going to go down
might
that path.
save you from problems with future
I need to actually
relationships.
listen to her more often,
That's
as I
right.
Well,
really do.
You need to listen to Angelo and Brenda because they have a matchmaker on. They're on Saturday 10 to 12 and Sunday 10 to 12. So
Yes, and they're part of the Treasure Coast Radio Network.
yes, they are.
And we're going to have 6 hours a week of consumer protection and education between the 4 radio shows. 6 hours. And don't forget, if you happen to be listening to WSTU next Tuesday,
Our sister station.
their sister station 1450, please listen in and give us a call and say, hey, thank you, and we're listening. But hey, don't forget to listen this weekend to Angelo and Brenda as well. I got some great guests on that show. Thank you, Miss Heidi, for being here
Thank
this evening.
you, Tom.
And I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you,
And I want to
Cliff.
thank all of our listeners for being here and listening to Comfort Time Live and making us last 5 years. You have a great weekend.
Comfort Time Live. Thursday in the 6 o'clock hour on WPSL Port St. Lucie. Comfort Time Live is one of the many reasons why we're the talk of the Treasure Coast. 7 o'clock right now.